The sun rises over the village, casting a golden glow on the quaint cottage at its center. Smoke gently rises from the chimney as Mr. Maple tends to his garden, while Mrs. Maple hums a cheerful tune as she prepares breakfast in the cozy kitchen. The village comes to life, with neighbors exchanging friendly greetings and children laughing as they play in the streets. Betsy, the little lost bunny, hops nervously through the dense forest, her ears twitching at every rustle of leaves and snap of twigs. Shafts of sunlight filter through the thick canopy above, casting dappled patterns on the forest floor. Betsy's heart races as she realizes she's wandered far from home, and her eyes widen with fear as she searches for a familiar landmark. Betsy stumbles upon the cottage of Mr. and Mrs. Maple, its warm glow beckoning like a beacon of hope in the gathering dusk. She tentatively approaches the door, her nose twitching at the delicious aroma wafting from within. With a shaky paw, she raises it to knock, her heart pounding in her chest. Mr. and Mrs. Maple open the door to find Betsy standing on their doorstep, her eyes wide with uncertainty. They exchange a glance before smiling warmly and ushering her inside. The cozy interior of the cottage envelops Betsy like a warm hug, and she sighs with relief as she takes in the comforting sights and smells of home. Betsy sits by the crackling fire, her belly full of Mrs. Maple's delicious carrot stew. She listens with rapt attention as Mr. Maple regales her with tales of his own adventures in the forest, his eyes twinkling with mischief. Despite the darkness looming outside, Betsy feels safe and secure in the heart of the village, surrounded by newfound friends. As the days pass, Betsy grows stronger and more confident, exploring the village and forging bonds with its inhabitants. She helps Mrs. Maple tend to the garden and joins the other animals in playful games beneath the shade of the old oak tree. With each passing day, Betsy's heart swells with gratitude for the kindness and hospitality shown to her by Mr. and Mrs. Maple. As the sun sets on another day, Betsy sits on the doorstep of the cottage, gazing up at the twinkling stars overhead. She knows that her time in the village is drawing to a close, but she feels a deep sense of belonging that she will carry with her wherever she goes. With a contented sigh, Betsy closes her eyes and drifts off to sleep, knowing that she is home, wherever her heart may lead her.